Hi guys, I'm super excited for our podcast today. But before I start, let me open this interview with this quote. Being sensual is about connecting to the feeling that's going to be the future you when you feel wealthy, fabulous, and madly in love. Lebo Grand. Today, guest, she's a very good friend of mine. Katherina is a holistic health therapist, a teacher, and consultant. Hi, Kat. How are you today?
Sarika, I'm good. Thank you for having me. I'm
No,
excited.
it's, I'm excited too. It's my pleasure because today interview is going to be, I would say, different from other interview that I've done before. So, okay, Kat, before we dig into our juicy questions, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? How did you get into this field and what you do now?
Okay. Well, if you go, my name's Kat. My nickname's Kat, and I live in Bangkok. And I was born here, but I grew up all over the place, and it led me to see the world in a different way. But when I um, was exposed to a lot of religions, a lot of different cultures, and seeing separation between masculine and feminine a lot of times growing up. I always had these questions. And I think around the time that I turned 26, I was in San Francisco and I was almost having cancer in my cervix. And I was told at that time that I would have to get a emergency surgery. So at this time, this was a big turning point for me.
Yeah.
I was working in marketing, I was in international business, working in cosmetics and fashion industry, stress, in a unhealthy relationship. But then I was also learning a lot about myself this time, being away from my family. And so at that time, I remember thinking, because it was a big scare, that it was like a slap in the face to wake up. And I just
Yeah.
remember thinking, oh my goodness, Kat, it was like a epiphany,
Yeah.
realizing that if I could make myself sick, I could also make myself healthy and happy. So it kind of spurred well, it had spurred a Kundalini awakening. So we can talk a little bit more what
Yeah, we
that
do.
is.
Yeah.
But what happened, so this is what you call the expansion and awakening. And then it kind of led me into learning how to heal myself. And then I left the Bay Area for a while to come to Thailand, and my parents were living here, and they offered to send me to a holistic therapies training at Shiva Som Academy, and that was around when I was 29. So
Mm,
this was a while ago, like 18 years ago. So I learned full time. I was learning about how to heal the body, but it
mm,
was through massage. So I learned a lot about the body through massage, and I was receiving and giving. And then I also learned Reiki, which I never knew what that was, but it it woke me to this other world that I was like, wow, if this can heal, because it did heal my eczema very quickly within a few days of not even knowing what Reiki was. I just became very excited, and I wanted to share this with everybody. And I just wanted to do Reiki and
mm,
just give it to everybody. So I went back to San Francisco and worked in dialysis and learned a lot of life and death and practiced massage and energy healing. And then I learned Ayurveda. I was an apprentice. I learned, actually, through my Ayurvedic teacher, I learned about tantric studies. And Tantra, a lot of people have an idea of what Tantra is, but this is a very traditional teachings through the style that I learned, because it was connected with the Ayurvedic teachings. And this also spurred me to learn a lot about myself, because there's a lot of commitment to your sexual
mm,
healing. because
Yeah.
this was what I knew that I needed within myself, because it led me, it was always just like kind of showing up for me. I never was like seeking, I need to seek this and seek this. It was always like almost kind of finding me. And so when I had huge epiphany through going to India. So this was after I moved back to Thailand about 3 years ago. I went to India and had a beautiful experience learning yoga more, because I was doing yoga for many years, but I wanted to learn deeper as far as how to teach it. But I was already teaching. It wasn't that I wasn't teaching. It was just that I think I needed a retreat for myself. And so after this magical experience in Rishikesh, came back, had a what I would call a cosmic orgasm. I didn't know what it was, but maybe I thought I was crazy. So I discovered that, wow, I already knew about this energy, but when you experience, it's totally different than when you read it and you see in a book, or you wouldn't even grasp that, what that means until you have it. So I never even heard about that, actually. So I had to ask my teacher, what's going on? And then he just mentioned something about universal Shakti. And I realized I was being initiated into this expansion of my feminine and masculine energy of balancing out. And so it kind of led me into these messages about sacred union and sacred sexuality. I was already delving into that, but this was just more of a deeper understanding of maybe purpose, what I'm excited to share with other people, because it was really exciting at the time. It's still exciting, but I think that this is kind of what led me into the sacred union energy, and really understanding my role, and not like, oh, this is my sole purpose. It's just, we have many, many things that we're here to do, but I felt this was something at this time that I'm focused on, and share passionately with other people, because it really teaches people how to heal themselves. So that's how led me to this at this time.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow. Very fascinating. All right, guys. As I mentioned earlier, that I'm very excited about this podcast, because today we are going to talk about sensuality. And for some of you, this might be new, or you probably never heard of it, or some of you might wondering that is it the same thing as sexuality? I would say not really. So if you want to know more about how you can build your own sensuality to uh, achieve anything in life, then make sure that you stick around until the end of our interview. All right, Kat, are you ready? I'm just gonna dig into our first question now. Okay? Yeah. All right. So first of all, like maybe for some of the audience, if they just do kind of like, oh, what are you guys going to talk about today? Let's just start with this question. What is sexual energy and sexual transmutation?
Okay. So I think it's there's a lot that we could answer about that, but I
Yeah,
think
maybe
most of,
just yeah, make it like
yeah, I would
easy.
try
Yeah.
to be as brief as possible to help people understand. It's mostly from my perspective, but and from my experience, this is not just from reading a book or from certifications. I think a lot of us, obviously, we know sexual energy, what that means to us, to each person. It's individual, based
Yeah.
on what you've learned, based on what you grew up with, society, religion.
Mm,
And so I had these things, and realizing that I was holding a lot of sexual guilt actually led me to the issues that I was having within my own womb. So sexual energy comes from that, where we say in our womb area for women. For men, it coming from the seat of emotions, which is connected to the prostate for men. So when people are in tune with that sexual energy, it's in the subconscious. So a lot of times people may have a conscious idea of what they think sex is, but actually they're running more from the subconscious, which is based on what we've learned, our trauma, um, um, everything that we've learned from the past. So to me, sexual energy is not just about the actual, like, you know, having sex with a partner. Yes, that's part of it too, but sexual energy is kundalini life force. So if we have a lot of life force, you can see somebody that has a lot of life force. They come into a room. To me, that is sexual life force, but it can go deeper than that too. So that's why it's not black and white.
Yeah.
And what was the other question? It was
Sexual
transmutation.
yeah.
So that connects into the sexual, like say if I held guilt in within me, in which most of us have, about feeling shameful about, you know, as a woman, how we're supposed to be. And um, I held a lot of these belief systems within myself, and based on things that happened to me in the past, you know, there was abuse in the past, sexual abuse, and from not from family things or anything, but it was from strangers. So I think these things can affect us, and so how do we transmute those traumas? So for me, I had to learn to go deep into my psyche, because you would have to work on yourself, you know, work on the subconscious. And it's not mental, like I said, it's
Yeah.
the emotion that we're,
Yeah.
you know, the subconscious emotions and also belief systems together. So how do we transmute it? You'd have to go through the physical body, you go through the belief systems, you go through the emotional
Mm, mm,
that
mm,
we carry. So I call it purging of the programs. So we purge programs, whatever conditioning we have within us, that helps to transmute the energy, so that we're not running from from the ego, and also from the subconscious programs.
mm.
So we could go more into that, but just to understand that the transmutation is meaning that you're not going to be running from those programs anymore. You're actually going to become a conscious uh, creator of your life, and running from your conscious. So if you're aware of your subconscious, you're not running from that, right? So I say that once you're aware of that, by doing energy work or yoga or whatever it is, it can be many, many, many things that can help you to get to the root of whatever things that you're holding within yourself. Because I think that's the fun part, you know. So
Yeah. Yeah, I like when you say the creator of your life, because I probably, like, years ago, well, to be honest, I don't really know much about these, like sexual unity or sensuality. And I think, like most of people, when you say the word like sexual, people think of, like sex, right? Like having sex, but it's more than that. And like I would say, and when you say, like with the uh sexual energy, I mean, you shouldn't have guilt, because I think like people think of, like, when you talk about sex, it's kind of like a taboo topic, right? It's like, you shouldn't talk about it in the public, or something like that. So like now I think, in terms of like sexual energy, I mean, if like if you don't have guilt or shame around it, like, let's say, if you heal from your trauma, you can I think of sexual energy as like a drive, a passion that can help you be more creative, at
yeah,
work, or right, like in life.
yeah.
So that's going to lead me into the next question. Can you tell us what is the difference between sexual energy and sensuality? The
Okay.
different.
Yes. When you mentioned about the sexual energy and using it, we use it for creating what we want in our life, and but not if it's getting depleted. So a lot of times, many of us can actually be depleting our sexual energy, and what does that mean? It's like, I call it fast food sex, where you just having sex, and it's not really feeding anything soul wise, or feeding something inwardly. It's more of a craving for something that
I like that.
maybe is not
I'm
for
gonna
you,
borrow that.
maybe not
Fast
for you,
food.
but you're always hungry for more of it. And so that's why I call it that. So I feel like if we shift and we start getting aware of what's our intention of sharing our body with another being and with another person, um, and this is not about judgment. I don't go into the judgment. I really feel like if you're aware of your programs, they won't be running this I need, because that wanting that fast food sex and feeling it's never going to fill a void. So you got a void within you that I need somebody from the external to show me my worth, to show me that I'm valuable. So it becomes a pulling on energy to the outside. That's, to me, can be when you're not aware. That's lust. You're wanting something from the outside to fill that void within you. So to me, that's the fast food sex. But if you turn inward to what is my intention, what do I want? Not thinking, oh, I need to please this person, and I need to look a certain way, I need to be, and there's no judgment on that. It's part of the path, I feel. But when you start to have your worth from yourself, and you know that you love yourself, you like yourself, not from the ego, like I'm so great. This is like knowing I'm here, and I know what I have to offer to this world, and I'm not comparing myself to other people. So when I fill my own self, my cup, I would say my cup of emotion for myself, and I'm full. I don't need to take it from the outside to get. I'm getting that fullness within myself because I'm doing the things that I love, and I'm taking care of myself, my physical, my mental, emotional, whatever the healing that you need to do for yourself into the programs. But the sensual energy for me feels good. So if you go into how do I feel right now, and say you're feeling great and you feel amazing, and the energy just flowing out to the others. And to me, that's a sensual person. When you see somebody who's sensual, she's not trying to get attention from anybody. She is, or he is, they like themselves. And it's not the egotistical way. This is more of I really like myself, so I'm going to shower that out to the others. And it comes from the essence. It doesn't come from trying or doing. It's just this, let me shower you with this essence that I feel full of. That's the only way that I feel I can explain sensuality. It's like, I feel it's a feeling.
Yeah.
It's not a thinking. Sexual
Yeah.
sometimes can go into mental, right?
Yeah.
Thinking, it's a belief system. What is sexuality? But sensuality is like, oh, I feel this way, or I feel another way. It's emotion. Yeah.
Mm. So sensuality, to me, like I would say, is more like the feelings, like you say, like a cup of emotion, like how you feel towards yourself, how you feel about how you look, your body, and it comes from within, right? It doesn't come from, like the outside. I have to look good, I have to, dress a certain way. It just, so basically is being true, being authentic to yourself. And I think when it comes from within, like it shows that's your sensuality, right? Yeah.
Yes. I like that you say that. It is about being authentic to yourself. It's true. It's when you're not trying to please everybody else, you end up pleasing yourself, which ends up pleasing others,
Mm,
or it doesn't, because some people might be not like it too. But that's not the point. The point is that you don't really care about that. You're not
mm,
trying to like make everybody you're not trying to be something that you're not. And that's based on belief systems, and that's based on what you think is sexual.
Mm,
You know, sensual, you don't care. You're more of, I'm just me. This is me. And
mm,
whether you're thin, big, it doesn't really matter. It matters whether you feel good about yourself and you feel healthy, or you feel
mm,
life flowing out, not flowing out as in depletion, but like that cup. It's like I'm a waterfall flowing, and it never ends.
mm, mm.
you know Sorry.
Yeah. Um, like some women think of sexual or sensuality as, like you have to dress provocatively, like you have to, I don't know, be like a player, act a certain way, being desperate for men attention. What is your thought on that?
Yes. Well, it's interesting. I think of what I grew up in a culture where everybody was covered, in the Middle East, and then going to America where it's pretty open, and then being Thai too, where it's more traditional and there's a little bit of like taboo around it, but things are changing in Thailand, I know, and people, the younger generation's a little bit more open about these things. So you'll see the dress changing. I noticed this too, that I feel it's who you're dressing for. Really, I feel when I go out, like right now, I'm dressing because I'm dressing for us, and I wanted to feel. Oh, I want to feel sensual. Of course, all day I'm not walking around in this dress,
Yeah, I
but
know.
yeah, you know, and like it because it feels good, because my sister gave it to me. It's just, I feel that's what makes me feel good. It's not because I need to wear a certain thing because I need attention when I go out. And some people might not be even aware that they're doing that because it's in their subconscious. It's a need for that attention. But then sometimes if you have programs of resentment towards masculine, for example, a lot of us do, you will get mad at that attention and then blame the other person for that attention, or you, because maybe it's not the attention that you want, something like this. So that's why we have to be aware of what is inside of us and who are we dressing for. Like, to me, a woman who's sensual and knows her worth, she could wear anything and be beautiful because she feels beautiful. So whether she wants to wear a dress or whether she wants to wear a t-shirt and jeans, to me, that is a sensual energy. She's not overtly trying to push her sex on anybody, her sexual energy on anybody, and she feels good within herself. So to me, it's not really what you're wearing, it's how you're feeling in the clothes, or whether, even to me, being naked is our natural state. So do you feel good naked? And that's where that's the raw and real, that you can look at yourself. Do you really like yourself? And do you pick on yourself? And to me, can you walk around naked, not all over the place, but can you walk in your space naked and feel comfortable that, hey, I like, I've worked on myself. I've, you know, for whatever it is that you put in, and to feel good about yourself, you will feel that back. It'll be mirrored back to you.
Yeah. Just to kind of talk a little bit, when cats say masculine and feminine, I mean, like, we don't mean that masculine is men and feminine is women. Because because like in like everyone, we have masculine and feminine, right? So masculine is more like the drive, the determination, right? It's just kind of like go go go. And for the feminine, it's kind of like just relax a little bit and just shield.
Mhm.
It's kind of like a yin and yang, right?
Yes.
With the so I
Yes.
just want to make sure you guys, when cats say masculine and feminine, it doesn't mean that masculine is men, feminine is woman. And I like when you said that, like, who are you dressing for? Because I think you should dress for yourself, and if you want to do something, just, like do it for yourself. Let's say, if today you want to dress up, I mean, like sometimes when I dress up at home, like, like my cousin asked me, why are you all dressed up and just, like look so nice? Are you going out? And then it was like, no, because I feel like it. Because, like I think sometimes people think that you have to dress up and look nice because you have to go meet someone, because you have to, like go out and please someone. And when we can just do it for ourselves, right?
Yeah,
To make us feel good.
yeah. I think even you know this about why do you exercise? Who are you exercising for? Is it for you to feel good, or is it because you got to look a certain way? Looking a certain way, is that for you, or is that for the outer, you know? And yes, it's good to point out that the masculine and feminine, that's the sacred union. That is yin yang within ourselves. So um, this is what I teach about, is how to balance these energies. So yeah, it takes a little bit of time to learn about this.
Yeah,
But
we can talk about that in another time. And I like that you kind of lead to the exercise, because like, and it's not just apply for exercise. I think just in anything really, because like if you just keep doing things for someone else, it's tiring. Eventually, you're just gonna feel like because you have to keep
you
doing
lose
things to
motivation.
do. Hmm.
Yeah, you lose your motivation when you're not doing it for yourself. Sometimes you lose motivation doing it for yourself too. You got to admit that too. But I
Yeah.
think it's hard to love yourself. When you get down on yourself, you feel bad about yourself. But that's part of learning to be your best friend. And when you're your best friend, I think that's where sensuality really
Definitely. Yeah.
but to me, that sensuality, I just to go back real quick, is it is your self-worth. Your self-worth is based on sensual energy. And a lot of times I feel sexuality can come from confidence, self-confident. I feel self-confident, but that's different than self-worth.
Hmm.
That's feeling. It's a feeling that you feel within your body. And I think as feminine energy, whether you a man or woman, doesn't matter, it is that self-worth. That's the emotions. That is yin is the emotions, and yang is mental. So you got magnetic energy, which is feminine, and you got electric energy, which is masculine. So
Hmm.
when you're in balance, you're going to have a lot of life force flowing through your body, to your body, and from your body. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's the oozing of the of sensual energy.
So, how can we develop our sensuality to manifest anything in life? Any tips on that? Any tips to create the sensuality, or any practice that we can do?
Yes, definitely go into doing a physical practice that you love. For me, it's dance. For me, it's exercise. I love, the stuff that you do, and I love um, doing my yoga. That builds my physical body, but it also helps my mental. And then the emotional body, you want to learn to really tap in every day to how you're feeling. So if you're constantly distracted, you're going to be in that electric charge, that mental do, 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 go, go, go. But we have to allow the balance of surrender, which is yin energy, which is allowing yourself to feel however you feel without
Mm,
judgment. No
mm,
judging good, just really feeling, whether it's a negative emotion or a positive emotion. It's really just embracing and honoring yourself at the present time. And the more that you do that, it becomes consistent, and
mm,
you'll be tapped your intuition, because intuition is connected to the emotions, and the emotions are connected to the physical body.
mm.
So we it's just all about the balancing of our energies. And so yes, I say that take the time every day to just be quiet and ask, how do I feel right now? And being honest, I feel like crap, I feel great, what I feel sad, I feel happy, whatever it is, just let it move through the body. And
Mm,
the better you get that, it won't be suppressed emotions anymore, and you'll get better at feeling how you feel in the moment, which is sensuality. Like
mm,
I feel great right now, or I don't feel like going out right now. I don't feel like exercising at this moment. That to me is just being authentic, not
Mm,
forcing anything. There's no forcing of energy. It's real soft
mm,
and it's flows and it's like water, you know.
mm. I love that. So, the easiest way is to get connect with your body, mind. So with the body, you can, like you can do exercise, try anything that you like, even if just a movement, 15 minutes a day. Because I think when you move your body, you feel good. It's kind of like when you sweat it out, you feel good, and when you feel good about your body, you start to feel good about yourself. And I like when you say, I think we all need to just maybe 10, 15 minutes a day, just be with ourselves and just like be quiet and just ask ourselves, how am I feeling today? Am I feeling good or bad? Or and I think meditation helps as well, right?
Yeah. It's also there's so many ways to get tapped into the body, which I teach about tapping into the root chakra,
Mm,
because grounds our energy. The root, the base of us, is
mm, mm,
connected to
mm.
our body. So the more that we're grounded, if we're going to nature, if we're putting our feet in the earth or in the sand or in the grass, this can really help to balance our energies and just make you feel more tapped into actually how you're feeling at that moment. And yes, there are so many healing modalities that you can try, that you feel that you gravitate towards, whatever your intuition is guiding you towards to follow. There's just so many things that you could do. And it's not only just physical, it really, you want to delve into the subconscious mind for that purging of the programs. And then in the emotional, what have I been holding, whether it's trauma, unresolved emotions, because there was something I wanted to say about that, about the seed of emotions really being the key to the self-worth again. Yes. So
Yeah. um oh, Kat, I can talk to you for hours. Because I believe that as women, once we feel good about ourselves, we make others around us feel good as well. And when women feel good, I believe we can create, you know, anything in life and for others as well. So, all right, Kat, before we wrap up today, do you have any last message that you want to say for our audiences?
yes, I think that the main thing is to not main thing. One of the things is to just let go of judging yourself. Number one, just catch the thoughts that are going in your mind and how you negate yourself, and be aware of those, because you want to become your best friend really. And would you say those things to yourself that you're saying within yourself, and catching those programs, because the truth is that you're here, you're born, and your essence is is actually more important than all these things that you think you need to do, and all these certificates and all the experiences that you have in this life makes you who you are, without attaching to it. Just be authentic and not be afraid to express your true self. And you know I feel it's just how to the path to really really loving yourself. And how do we become a conscious creator? I wanted to say this too, because I feel when you tap into the subconscious, it's not running you anymore. Your behavior, your speech, your action. You want to become this conscious creator so that you can magnetize to your life the things that you are meant to have and be, and to live the life that is one that I feel is more, it's in alignment with your soul and less in alignment with the ego. Because when you're running from programs, you're going to be attracting things from ego. And there's nothing wrong with ego, but the thing is, we want, I feel, to have ease and joy and peace. And the best way to do that is to do the work and go in deeper within yourself, and also to know when to not work, to just be. It's got all about finding this balance within yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. They're all connected. It's not one more important than the other. So I would say reach out to people, let people support you as well, and don't think that, yes, you are your own healer, definitely, but we have support too. And that's part of being receptive. That's a feminine energy, how to receive support from our external as we support ourselves. To me, this is feminine. This is receptive, because when we're in trauma, we'll go, I can do it all by myself, and that's really an imbalanced masculine energy. I can do it. I'm independent. I'm strong. Yes, but we also are here to be supported because we want to support others. So let others support you too. It's all
Mm.
about this balance of giving and receiving.
Mm.
So.
All right, Kat, I want to acknowledge you for being here with me today. And I know this topic might be new to some women, but I believe that once you can, get connected with your body, mind, and spirit, everyone can create their own sensuality to manifest anything in life, like love, happiness, well, etc. So, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you so much for today. And all right, guys, if you want to know more about Kat's work, I'm going to leave her link in the description below. And I just want to add a little bit that Kat has been helping me a lot through my healing journey. So make sure you check her out. And let's see who's going to be my guest next time. Until then, take care. Bye, Kat.
Thank you.